good afternoon, and welcome. Let me give you a warm welcome, and thank you for joining my Pro Talk. This is an exciting moment for me, and allow me to take a few seconds to enjoy this moment in my career. Now, let me think. What am I going to tell you? What am I going to explain today? What is going to be my story? Let me think. I know this guy. He wanted to present something to an audience, and he got a blackout. Actually, he got a total blackout for a very long time. And I think you all know him. It's him. He's thinking and thinking all over again about what he's going to say and what he's going to do. He's going to have to make a decision. In the end, he's going to have to choose, because decisions is what we all make in life. And decisions is making our life and ourselves as a person. We make an enormous amount of decisions every day. We're talking about 35,000 decisions we make every day. Talking about conscious decisions, unconscious ones, serious decisions, silly ones. And yes, we think we are rational people, but no, think again, we're not. Most of the choices we make are coming from right here, emotional decisions. Now, today, I'm going to talk to you about the circle of your digital life. And I chopped it up in a few parts. In fact, to give it some structure, I chopped it in 3 parts, and it's going to be about all of you. We're all consumers. There's a second part. It's going to be about technology. And the third part is the world we live in. Because, you know, all this digital stuff, it used to be about computers. It used to be about music becoming digital, photos changing towards digital. But today, we all, you and I, we all standing in the middle with both feet in a technological landscape, and digitalization is all around us. So let me take you on this inspiring journey with a lot of fun, and I'm going to start right here. It's about you. This is the most important part of my talk this afternoon. So, are you ready to follow me? Okay, so we're all born with a set of sensors, biological sensors. I mean, I have a nose and a decent set of ears, and yeah, thank you. And you, Nancy, you were lucky. You have those beautiful eyes. and we all have these feelings, these emotions, you know. Last week, I took myself a selfie. And it looks like this. 1,300 grams of fatty gray mass that I carry around all day. There's nothing digital around this. There's no bits and bytes here. Nothing digital. 100 billion neurons are firing away through our bodies all day to come to the 35,000 decisions we make every day. That's a lot. 100 billion, you can't imagine. It's like storing 1 million songs in your head. So you will have your personal music all day. Cha, 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 all day long in your head. 1 million songs you could store up your hard disk. Something like that. You know, actually, why am I asking this? And why am I talking about this decision-making and the brains? It's because there is a system that I want to explain to you. So allow me to put this in a different context. Let me ask you to close your eyes for a moment and use your imagination. Close your eyes, use your imagination. You are standing in the middle of the rainforest. A rainforest with giant trees, somewhere in South America. It's hot in there, it's wet, it is a rainforest, and you are dropped in the middle of that rainforest. no food, nothing to drink, no shelter. Can you picture yourself standing in the middle of that rainforest? Now, okay, open up your eyes. I will explain where I'm going to. This is Maslow. Maslow, he was a clever guy, and he put all this decision-making in our heads into a hierarchy of needs. It is a pyramid that makes us human and makes the decision and the choices in our lives in a certain pattern. So let me explain this. We start with the psychological needs. It is the F word. The F word is find food first. It's not the F word you have in mind. That's Darwin. That's someone else. There's the second layer, is to feel secure and safe. You are in that rainforest. You will start creating a shelter. You would look for a place to sleep. All the decisions that you make while you're up there are made to function your body and to stay alive. And also, it's about the F word. In this case, it is fix your first fire. Create fire and energy. It's important to stay alive. And then it becomes interesting because the basic layer is already there. You feed yourself, you drink, and you have a place to stay. Then it becomes interesting because the third layer is the social layer. Getting in touch with people, getting in touch with other, talk to someone else, belong to a group, belong to a family. It is important for us as human nature. So the decisions that you would make is to look around and to get in touch. Then it becomes self-esteem, climbing a big tree, create your status, create your personality, and make choices in a way that you create your self-esteem. And then there's the top of the pyramid. The top of the pyramid is beautiful. It's called self-actualization. It is how I feel today, standing here in front of you, all the way in the decisions that I've gone through to come to this specific point in my career, in my life. So self-actualization is to become a larger person in life. Your decisions that you make, you should aim them to the top of your pyramid. Now, it's a theory, it's a good theory. Maslow, he was a great guy, but that was 75 years ago when he came up with this pyramid. So actually, he did not have a digital mindset. Today, a lot of stuff is missing. We are living a fast life, connected all the time, smartphone in our hands, and actually the shops are filled with plenty of choices to make. We order everything online. We call this convenience. It's not on the pyramid. And all this is in faster than real-time delivery. That is what we want. So actually, this pyramid could use an upgrade. So ladies and gentlemen, girls and guys, I present to you Maslow 2.0. It goes like this. The basics, it is us, it is getting connected, it is the internet, it is a network, it is reliability, a good search engine, it is our software that needs to be reliable, a good and reliable Wi-Fi network, movies and videos all over the place. The third layer, the network layer. I'm not going to explain all this to you. You all know about this. Any idea what this is? The esteem level? It's Instagram. Stop following Kim Kardashian on Instagram. If you can follow a Mr. President on Trump, on Twitter. And then there is the top of the pyramid, of course. It's learning new things. Use platforms to learn. Use platform to consider a career change. Why not in these times? Why not put your own house on Airbnb and rent it to a few tourists all year long? Or I have this friend who came up with a girlfriend. He met on Twitter. No, he met on Tinder, and he got married. That's the top of the digital pyramid. I discussed and I talked to you about the U part and the digital decisions we make all day. And this is technology. I'm sorry for that. The good old Proximus. We all are Proximus, and we love to teach and to talk about technology. So the second part is about technology. So I made this list, and I wanted to share with you all possible technologies out there, but I thought I'm not going to do it. This morning, I came by train, and I thought I'm going to change my story to another level. Because I would like to take you back to 1969. You know, the summer of '69? It's Bryan Adams. No, it's not Bryan Adams. It's a joke. 1969, something extraordinary happened. Something that changed our lives as we know it today. And if you ask me, one of the most famous words in history were spoken by this man. It goes like this. A small step for man, a giant leap for mankind. That was 50 years ago. Technology. You can mix and use all the technology, but you need to have a goal. You have to put a goal for you, for the world, and then combine the technology to make this happen. It was President Kennedy in 1962 that spoke and addressed the nation, and he said it in his speech, "We choose to put a man on the moon before the end of the decade." And it happened. They made it real because they knew how to mix technology, and they knew that you have to work towards a goal and not to focus on the technology that lies beneath. Now, all this technology around us, it's the second part. We know it's there. We love to teach and to talk about it. But actually, what we do is we focus to create new services and new possibilities for ourselves, for mankind, to make a giant leap in the future. I'm talking about flickering cities. I'm talking about clever buildings that can make their own decisions. And oh yes, I'm talking about robotized mobility that hopefully is going to be there soon enough. Now that was the part of technology. I mean, I talked to you about you. I gave information about technology, not the details, but that you use it for a certain goal. And there's a third part. I wanted to sing you a song and compare it with a dance, but unfortunately the Pro Talk jury, they canceled it. Actually, here's another footprint. This one is on Mars. Imagine that it is your footprint. Imagine this. The year is 2029. The SpaceX module is descending. It's coming down. 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Engine stops. Here on Earth, a few million eyes are focused on you up there, on that tiny red dot in the night sky. And you're up there. Hatch is going open. And there you go. First leap, flowing through the air of Mars. Make your touchdown. Your footprint on Mars, 2029. Can you see it happen? You didn't even have to close your eyes for it. It's going to be there sooner than we think. And hopefully, it's going to be you. And you should start thinking about what you are going to say and what your first words are going to be when you're up there. Who's ready for that? Okay. I said third part. Today we got to do it with this one. We only got one planet. There's no backup. This is what we have. The third part is the world. The world, in a nutshell, is 200 countries, millions of companies that are making money or trying to do so, and almost 8 billion people on our tiny grain of sand in a vast universe we're trying to grasp. It's amazing. And actually, when I was at school, most companies, talking about the world and companies, were like fuel companies, like ExxonMobil. Those were the big ones in the 80s. The fuel and car producing companies, like General Motors. Those were the big ones. IBM was there with computer hardware back in the 80s. So I want to share with you a sad story. It's about a carpenter in the era of Industry 1.0. That is 150 years ago in the Industrial Revolution. There was this Englishman, a carpenter. He worked with his hands, he worked with wood, and sometimes he had a day off. He took his family, his wife and kids, to the seaside in England. The railway networks were expanding, and sometimes they had the chance to go visit the seaside. No one else did, but they did. He did it, and after a while, after a few times, he arranged to bring his friends and family. They got together on the train for a few shillings. And that guy, he was clever. So he saw a business model behind it, to combine the train and later the boat to go to the Europe mainland. I think this was his wife. And actually the guy, the carpenter, is the one with like the walking cane. See him? And he said, "It is I, Thomas Cook." I told you it's a sad story. What went wrong? Last year, Thomas Cook arranged holidays for 19 million people, and it went wrong. What went wrong? It was a complex set of details, financially, digital, and a lot of stuff that went wrong. But in the end, a lot of people, a lot of businesses are actually having problems with this digital stuff and how this digitalization and this transformation works for them. They fear it. And actually, when you talk to them, that's my job, talking to those customers, they tell me that actually they don't care much. They think it's not affecting their sector because they're doing good. What they do is good business, and they keep on doing it without going the step further. Now, how is this relevant? Today, the biggest companies on the planet are technological companies. We all know them. It's an Apple and a Google. It's a Microsoft. It's an Amazon. All the big ones in the top 10 are technological companies. So every company in our customer database, and even beyond that, should reflect for themselves to come out of their tunnel vision and figure out that there is a simple solution to change all this. We're still here. I talked about you, technology, talking about companies. I'm going closer to the center of the circle. It is about innovation. Start your innovation as a company. And why should you do that? Because you could create your own good working model, create a digital twin. And based on that, you could start something new because all big things have small beginnings. Innovation, involve people, involve your customers, bring them in, talk to your employees, and let them help you with small ideas to create something in the digital world. And this brings me to my conclusion of my Pro Talk, because I talked to you about your digital circle, your digital life. It's about you, it's about the world, it's about technology. Technology, you should not ask yourself what technology can do for you. No. Ask yourself what you can achieve with the technology that's out there. For a company, do not fear what's changing, but open your arms, create your digital twin, and start innovating on a small basis and see what happens when you involve customers and employees. And then the third part is about you, because it is you and me that are driving the digital landscape. Every decision that you make as a human being is based on the changes in our nature, and how we are driving the digital landscape forward. Because we make fast decisions every day. We consume even faster, and in the end, we forget all about it. And it's about emotions and feelings. Now, to wrap this all up, this is Ms. Angelou, and she put it all together. It's a poem, it's a writer, it's a poem, and she said it like this. It's how you are feeling today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.